What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cole and Jay and we are so excited for today's video. We are actually deep in the woods right now and we are about to do our first herping trip of the year.
That's right, we're actually in a pretty swampy area. We have a creek over here over our shoulder. There's a lot of mud everywhere. There's cypress trees, cypress knees, and a lot of standing pools. So normally there's not a lot of reptile and amphibian activity this time of year, but it's been pretty mild. The temperatures have been up and there are some creatures that are actually pretty active this time of year. There's one in particular that we're after today. It's really awesome and that creature is called a siren. If you've never heard of a siren, it's one of the most unusual, most bizarre creatures on earth, and they can be kind of hard to find. They live deep in the mud, deep underneath a bunch of leaves, but if you know where to find them, you can actually find a whole bunch of them. So we're in a pretty good location. We found them here before, and if you have never seen one before, you definitely want to stay tuned because they are crazy. I mean, out of this world crazy. So if you guys are excited that the herping videos are back, be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because a lot of these are going to be coming down the pipe really soon as the temperatures start to warm up. So without any further ado, let's get after it, Jay.
Let's go.
Let's find some big old sirens.
Let's go. So we have been walking around for a while and what we are looking for are small isolated muddy pools of water away from the main channel. These pools are a great place to find sirens because they provide shelter that keeps them safe from predators, and since the pools are small, it makes them a little bit easier for us to find them.
That's right. So here's the pool that we're looking at. Looks glorious. You got a deadfall in the middle of it. There's a bunch of leaves. They use those leaves to hide in. So we're gonna pay attention to the margins of this little pool and we'll show you guys how we're gonna find those guys. Before we check this first, I'm going to show you guys a couple of the tools we brought along. We may or may not use them or need them to catch these sirens, but we brought them just in case. So first off, we brought ourselves a metal rake. This is really good at grabbing big old chunks of leaf clumps. You can drag them to the bank and then you can just sort through those leaf piles and see what you find. A lot of times you'll see the siren just crawl right out of them and that's awesome. Along with this rake, we also have brought ourselves a handy dip net. This is going to be used to find some bigger specimens. If we find small sirens, it's not going to really work because the holes are kind of big and those small sirens are so slippery they can slink their way right through the net. But hopefully we'll get to use this net today on a big siren. But anyways, let's go right to this puddle of water and let's see if we can find one for you guys. All right, I'm in the water, about to try to find our first siren of the day. And like I said, we have those tools if we need them, but first we're gonna utilize a different method to try to find them. It's a little bit safer and it's a little bit more fun. And that method is called kicking up sirens. So basically it sounds exactly like you think. I'm gonna use my boots. I got this nice spot here. I've got a bunch of leaf litter on the edge of this muddy pool. And I'm simply gonna try to kick the leaf litter up on the bank and hopefully kick a siren up with it. Sounds kind of crazy if you've never seen it before, but it's actually really, really effective. You can also use your hands, but we're gonna try to use our feet first. So you ready, Jay?
Ready.
Okay, keep your eyes open because these guys are quick and they could show up at any moment. So here we go, I'm gonna try to kick one up.
Me. And you got the camera. Whoops.
All right.
Just clean that off.
Sorry for kicking you, Jay, but we didn't find anything in our first little kick up piles. So the other end of this pool looks a little bit more promising. There's more leaves, looks a little bit more murky. So we're gonna walk back over. This is where we actually crossed the first time. So we're gonna kick that up and then we're gonna move on to the next pool if we don't find anything.
I see one.
Where?
Wait, I think I saw one. He's like, no, behind you.
Here's another nice looking siren spot. It's super leafy, super muddy. We're gonna let Jay see if she can kick up a siren.
sirens are making us work really hard for them today. We are out in the middle of the swamp. We have been kicking and raking and searching for a long time now. And hopefully we can find one. Comment below right now if you think that we're gonna find one.
Wow. Look at that tree. That has got to be the bluest, the most blue cypress tree I've ever seen. If you don't think that's a blue tree, let me know in the comment section. But that is a genuine blue tree.
That's green.
You're out of your mind.
I see green. Comment below, do you see blue or green? Because
is the dress yellow and white, or is it black and blue? It's this tree. You can't tell me this tree ain't blue. Let me know, guys. Am I right or am I crazy? Am I colorblind?
it's green.
It's the same color as your eyeballs.
My eyes are blue.
And so is the tree. Look at that, guys. There's her eyeballs. There's the tree. You let me know. And if it ain't blue, it's teal. It's turquoise. And turquoise is more blue than it is green.
Turquoise is blue and green.
I know, but it's more blue than it is green.
Well, it depends.
That's blue. You see this? That's the good stuff. That's some soft, goopy mud that sirens absolutely love. We got a whole bunch of it right here. Got a bunch of cypress needles on there. That could be a good spot. We've about walked as far as we're gonna walk. We'll try this and we're gonna start heading back, and we'll hit some pools on the way back, but hopefully we find one. We need one. We've been out here for way too long, really.
Going? You going?
Oh, he's tiny.
Oh my gosh.
I got one. Oh yeah, baby. Whoa, okay. It's been 3 hours searching in this creek, and we've actually returned to the first spot that we checked. We were walking back, feeling defeated, and in my hand I have the tiniest little siren, but it is what we came here for.
Let me get the big camera.
Okay. All right, guys, you ready to see it? This is the mysterious, elusive creature been after all afternoon. Ready? Looky there.
Woo!
Look at that tiny
Wow.
little juvenile western lesser siren. Now, it's gonna be kind of hard to show you guys all the unique features, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy back to the house. We'll get him in a clear water enclosure and we'll show you guys all the amazing features on this guy. But we'll talk about him out here first for a second. So when you see this creature, you immediately think like, what is that? Is that an eel? Is that a worm? Is that a snake? No, sirens are salamanders, and this is the western lesser siren. And what is so crazy about the siren is that it has this, eel-like shape. But on the front of it, you can see he's crawling around. He has 2 tiny little front limbs. Not 4, but 2. You see he has 2 tiny little front legs. There's nothing else in the world like this, guys. It's 2 tiny little front legs. And what you can't see is that ahead of those legs, he has big, fluffy external gills. So he's really alien-like. If you know what a mud puppy is or an axolotl, you know they have those big, fluffy red gills. This guy also has that. And that is like a juvenile characteristic that they have throughout their entire lifetime. So when this guy becomes an adult, he will still have those big, red, fluffy gills. You can kind of see he has a wedge-shaped head that helps him burrow down in this really, really muddy environment. They can like dig through it so easily. And he also has tiny little eyes. So things that live in dark environments usually have reduced vision. They have tiny little eyes. But this guy has amazing senses. So what he'll do in the mud is he'll just kind of crawl around looking for snails, looking for worms, little crawfish, little minnows. And that's what they eat primarily. But they'll eat just about anything they get their mouth around. So this guy is tiny. You see he's only about 4 inches long. But these guys can reach lengths up to over 20 inches long. Truly incredible. I know there's some big ones out here. It's unfortunate we weren't able to find a big one for you guys today, but it is so amazing that we were able to find one. I didn't think it'd be this hard. Usually it's a pretty good spot. These guys are finicky, they're elusive, and just so bizarre and awesome. Wow. Okay, so we have a little container in my backpack. We're gonna put some clean water in it. we're gonna take him back to the house since it's getting dark.
And our battery's dying.
And our battery on our camera's dying. I'm telling you guys, we've been out here forever. And we're gonna show you what this guy really looks like in some nice clean water conditions. And then of course we'll bring it back here and release it. So let's get him loaded up and we'll see you guys back at the house. We're back at the house now, guys, and we've got our siren in a really nice bowl of clean and clear water. So now we can see all the amazing features this guy possesses. The water that's inside the bowl is purified and dechlorinated to keep him safe throughout the viewing process. So now let's take a look inside the bowl at this amazing little creature we discovered yesterday. So if you look at him, you can see how small he really is. He's only about 4 inches long. And the first thing I'm seeing is his tiny little front legs. He doesn't have any back legs, and that's crazy. I mean, it's really crazy that this animal has 2 tiny little front legs. And then above his front legs, you can see his external gills. They kind of branch out. They're really red and fluffy, and this is what allows this creature to breathe underwater. These guys will also come to the surface and gulp air, but they primarily breathe through their gills. Now, as we take a look at his head, you see his tiny little beady little eyes. Super tiny, super reduced eyes and reduced vision. Vision's not that important to them since they spend most of their life burrowed down in the mud and the leaf litter, but they have great senses. Now, as far as coloration goes, sirens have this really nice uniform olive green to olive gray color. There's a little bit of speckling, a little bit of mottled pattern, but for the most part, it's pretty uniform. It helps them blend in with their environment really well. And I'm just looking at this guy in the bowl, and this guy is so small. And I can't believe that this is the only one that we found yesterday. I mean, this guy is super tiny. You usually find some that are a little bit large, and there are some really big ones living in that swamp. But luckily for you guys, we have a special treat for y'all. We actually have a full-size behemoth of a Western Leicester siren in this house right now. We have a tank. We've had one as a pet for a couple of years, so let's go take a look at what a big, giant Western Leicester siren looks like. So here's our pet siren, and this guy is a monster. He is a beast. This guy is 17.5 inches long, which is still not maximum size, but he's still growing and getting bigger every day. As you can see, he has the same coloration as the smaller one. It's a little bit darker, more olive gray than olive green, but it's really nice. You can see those grooves, really nice, those costal grooves. You can also see how massive this guy's head is, and you can see how it's wedge-shaped. They use that wedge-shaped head to burrow through the soft substrate that they're living in, whether it be soft sand, mud, leaf litter. I mean, they can just plow right through it with that spade, kind of wedge-shaped head. And they also use their front legs. You guys kind of walk around on his front legs. They use those legs to dig down also. They just grip a hold of the soft substrate and then they just burrow under it and then they're gone. They're just amazing animals and definitely one of the most bizarre creatures on Earth. And of course, one of our most favorite creatures to find.
Out to the swamp, and we have our siren with us, and we are about to let him go in the exact same spot where we found him. So we have a little bit more walking to do, and we will see you guys when we get there. All right, we made it back to the same pool that we caught this siren, and now we are about to release him back into the wild.
Got him?
Got him.
Hey, he's slippery, isn't he?
Yes. All right, here we go. Watch how quickly he can disappear.
You're supposed to disappear, buddy. You're making us look bad. There he goes. And he's gone.
Fist bump! That water is cold.
Yeah, they love that cold water. Whew. Good job, Jay.
That was awesome.
Well, there you have it, folks. We successfully found and released an amazing Western Leicester siren out here in the swamp. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. It was way more work than we anticipated, but it was all worth it. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to hit the like button for us. And if you'd like to see us come back out here or go somewhere else in the state and look for Western Leicester sirens, let us know in the comments section. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our future outdoor adventures. We're Cole and Jay, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.